Give him to me. Give me him. Oh, yes. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Look at that boy. Look at that creature. My little bingus. Hello. Hello friends, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for yet again tuning in to Strange. Today I am here to announce the birth of my second child. His name is Casper, spelled with a K. Don't you dare spell it Casper with a C, it's Casper with K. He's a Devon Rex, allegedly. Most people just assume that he's a Sphinx because he's so naked. Like, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to usually be able to see the wrinkles on a Devon Rex. Like, if you look up pictures of Devon Rexes, they don't look like him. I was told that he's supposed to get fluffier, but like, if you look up pictures of Devon Rex kittens his age, they're already fluffy. I think it's safe to say that he's not gonna be fluffy. Maybe he'll magically sprout hair like 6 months down the line, but I highly doubt it. I think he's just like a goofy, scraggly, naked Devon Rex. People generally like Devon Rexes better than Sphinxes, or they find them cuter because they're kind of weird. They're like lanky and they have the goblin ears. They're kind of weird, but they're not too weird because they still have some hair. So I guess with going into it with that assumption, I was kind of surprised to find that. And I mean, I say this with only love in my heart. Casper is kind of a scraggly dumpster cat. Like, look at this. Look at this smooth, airbrushed, elegant specimen. Aerodynamic. Now, what the fuck is this? Are we sure it knows how to walk correctly? The vibe right now is very much that Koshek is like the hot, smart, cool older brother, and Casper is like this half-sentient little dust bunny. He purrs like a broken dishwasher, and he is so stupid. I say this with only love and appreciation in my heart. This is a compliment. He's really dumb. Bleppin! Oh my fucking god, he's so stupid.
Endearing.
You're so stupid. I got him from a person on Kijiji who had him for about a week and then realized that they couldn't handle him. Originally, he apparently came from a breeder in Montreal. A bit of a sketchier process than getting my first cat was. What I'm trying to say is that I have no evidence that he isn't just an overgrown sewer rat that somebody pulled out of a dumpster. Thankfully, I don't really care about this like fancy cat breed nonsense. As long as it doesn't shed, it's healthy, it's a good fit for me personality-wise. I don't care. Like, yes, I have two cats of very fancy breeds, but that's just because I hate pet hair. So no, it does not bother me that I ended up with a Devon Rex who is naked and stupid. He is definitely those things, but he is perfect. Ah, he scratched my neck. I'm bleeding out. Before we go any further, I've got to tell you a little bit about this video's sponsor, Helix Sleep. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding and matches you with options that are perfectly suited to your unique needs. The first step is filling out your sleep quiz. That way your mattress can be customized to fit with your sleep preferences and body type, as well as your partner. That way they can come up with what is the best compromise for the two of you. You can personalize your mattress even more by adding the Glaciotex cooling cover. When Helix sent me my mattress, they also sent me 2 new pillows, so I really felt like I got a whole bed makeover courtesy of Helix. Why are you licking the inside of my ear? Even though half the bed is still taken up by goblins. Goblins. You offended by that? The mattress that Helix matched me with was their Twilight Luxe mattress, which is their firmest mattress. I do generally prefer a much firmer mattress because of my spine demons, my agonies. My back is really terrible. If I sleep in like a weird position or on a non-optimal surface, it will just tie itself up into like a million painful knots. And then I will be having a very bad time. So I was quite excited to try out the Helix Twilight Luxe to treat my spine. I've been sleeping on it for a couple of months now. My back is feeling great. I'm sleeping great. So of course is my girlfriend and our little scrunkly beasts. I rate my Helix mattress 10 out of 10, and my little creatures probably rate it even higher, because boy do they love to sleep. When you order your Helix mattress, it will be very conveniently shipped straight to your door. It comes in a compact box and then expands once you unwrap it. Just make sure you are smarter than me and actually read the instructions before you try it. But despite that, you know, everything's been great. When you get a Helix Sleep mattress, you'll get a 100-night sleep trial. You can sleep on it for exactly 100 nights, just to make sure that you really do love it. And if you don't, they'll pick it up for you and you'll get a full refund. It also comes with a 10-year warranty, and there are financing options and flexible payment plans. I'm really enjoying my Helix mattress, and with all of the different personalized options that they have out there, you'll probably enjoy one too. So if you are in the market for a new mattress, why not check it out? Make sure you click on that link below, helix.com/strangeeons, to get $200 off your Helix mattress, as well as 2 free pillows. And without further ado, back to the boys. So why did I decide to increase the number of goblins in my house from 1 to 2 goblins? So Koshek is a very social cat. He cries a lot if he's left alone or if he's not being paid attention to. I knew that just he would be happier with another cat, objectively. Like, most cats are happier with another cat in the house, so he definitely would be, being as social as he is. So I've been putting my tentacles out there on the internet looking for things for probably about a year now, to be honest. But I found it really, really difficult to think about getting another cat because my current one was already perfect. My thinking was like, I want him to be happier, so I want another cat, but like, he's already perfect. My experience with him was so good that it was hard to imagine loving another one as much. That cat is like my soulmate. I was so captivated by him from the moment that I saw a picture of him. He is exactly what I wanted in a pet. He's perfect. Like, how do I ever match that? And honestly, I just came to accept that, like, I don't. Like, my experience with another pet is gonna be different. Like, my first cat is always gonna be my first cat. I'm not gonna replicate that. I will love cat number 2 just as much. I will just have to have a different road to getting there. And I definitely think it helps that Casper is so different. Like, literally my first impression of him when I met him, after, oh my fucking god, look at those ears, was he is so stupid. And I swear, it's not just that he's a kitten. Like, he's so much dumber than Koshik was as a kitten. I think you can tell because he's just, like, not as curious a lot of the time. Koshik has to sniff and investigate every new thing that he encounters. If you take him to a new place, a new room, he has to like map out every corner, he has to understand everything. When we first got him, he was so intrigued by technology, by like our computers and our phones. Like he would see us touching our phones all the time and he would touch our phone screens and be like, why do you do this? Is this fun? Like, what's the point? Like, why do you do, I gotta understand why you do this. Obviously he gave up after like a couple of days. No, little baby, it is not fun sending emails. You just look at him and you look into his eyes and he's like, you could tell he's a very aware and smart cat, and he's extremely communicative. He's a manipulative as well. You look at him and you're like, that's a little guy. He thinks he's a little human. Casper, you look at him, it's just elevator music in there. He doesn't really understand eye contact. He doesn't return slow blinks. Oh my god, he's gonna be such a dumb jock. Just absolute himbo of a cat. I cannot wait. I'm just saying. I grew up with a very stupid dog. I have the utmost respect for stupid pets, I'll have you know. There was a lot of perks to having a stupid pet. For one, I think Casper is going to be my outdoor adventure leash and harness pet. When I got Koshik, I dreamed of being able to take him out for little walks on a leash, and I tried really, really hard, but he doesn't love it. Because he's so investigative and likes to be in control, he gets very overwhelmed by outdoor spaces because, like, you can't map out and sniff and understand every single corner of the public park, so he just kind of gets overwhelmed and anxious. He also hates the slightest breeze on his skin, so it'll be like middle of summer, warm breeze, and he's like shivering. He likes to sit out on our balcony and like watch the streets or play with bugs on the most perfect weather days. When we lived in a house, he liked our front yard and our backyard quite a bit, but he doesn't seem to really want to adventure beyond that, and I don't think I'm going to push him anymore. But when we brought Casper home, it was like pretty decently chilly day. It was kind of fallish temperatures and he was totally fine out there. We brought him home on the bus and the streetcar, and because I already had my theory that he was gonna be really good outdoors and on a leash, I put him in one of Koshik's old baby harnesses and like took him out on our balcony, and oh my goodness, he didn't even flail or like think the harness was weird. First time I put Koshik in a harness, he was like doing backflips, like what the fuck is this thing on me? Casper did not care at all. He was vibing. He was so much better than Koshik was with that process. I'm gonna have one fancy, distinguished little prince who needs to sit on his pillow all day. I'm gonna have one dumb jock. This is the dream. This is the goal. I also want to talk about our like kind of methods and process of introducing the two cats.
Do you love him? Do you love him yet?
Introducing cats to each other is kind of like a known ordeal. Most people recommend isolating them for days, if not weeks, in separate rooms of your house. However, we did not want to do that. We were prepared to take stronger measures, like if anything went horribly wrong between them. We didn't know Casper very well at that point, but it sounded like they both had very social and adaptable personalities, so I was hoping that they would like each other faster than most cats do, and that plan A would be sufficient. Koshik was just like a little soup of a boy as a kitten. Like, you could do anything with him. He slept like 20 hours a day. We took him to new houses. We took him in so many Ubers. We took him on a 3-hour car drive to a cottage. Nothing. He was chillin'. Soup of a boy. Zero opinions about everything as a kitten. However, he is becoming a grouchy old man by the day. He regularly hisses at my friends for trying to pick him up now. He is the prince of this household and he has opinions. Don't get me wrong. I can still do almost anything to him because I am mother. However, he's become less tolerant of, like, outside factors and strangers coming into the house. So when we got home with Casper, Koshik was sleeping in the living room and we kind of just, like, snuck past him with the carrier and brought Casper into the bedroom to, like, get a feel of things and sniff around a little bit. We kind of just played with him for a while. When Kasha got curious, we let him in to see what was going on, to kind of see Casper from a distance first, and then maybe be allowed to get a little bit closer. Hey, be nice.
It's okay.
Nice. Oh, that was a pretty hard smack.
Did he give him a kiss?
Oh my goodness! He's giving him kisses.
Oh, give kiss.
Kisses. Casper's just like taking it. He doesn't know what.
Oh,
Are you okay? Are you okay?
is everybody okay? Is everybody
Okay.
okay?
You both. Smooch.
See, everybody gets kiss, and it's okay. That point of first contact was kind of just him hissing a lot. So then we would take him back out of the room, and then we kind of did this in and out of the room, on and off kind of thing for a few hours, letting them get a bit closer and closer. Kaushik smacked him a lot, got some real hearty boops in there. But hissing and smacking is very standard for when cats first meet each other. Nobody's getting hurt, so it's fine as like a very first initial reaction.
Okay, stinker.
Sometimes your brother is gonna move, and that's okay. Lightly. I'm lightly holding him by the chicken neck. Casper, this is for your own good. He will eat you.
Yeah.
Once he runs out of chicken, it's over for you. Casper was mostly just laying down and taking it, like, here, it's okay, you can smack me and see that I'm not a threat. I'll just curl up into a ball. It was really quite sad and cute. He did get scared a few times. Kaushik would get a real good smack in or hiss at him, and he would kind of like start shaking while I was holding him and his heart was beating really fast. He was just cowering in my lap a lot of the time, like, please don't let this large naked man eat me. Kaushik usually sleeps throughout the entire morning, and he did not. He did not sleep for a minute that day. He was very on edge, very alert about this weird little thing in his space. He followed Casper everywhere on the first day. He supervised him using the litter box. It was a day of kind of observation from a distance. By the end of the day, we got them to have a nap in separate leg tents, so technically next to each other, but still kind of separate. I think we were so worried about them liking each other that we honestly didn't really worry that much about Casper liking us, which turned out fine apparently because he likes us a lot. Pretty much from the moment we brought him home, he was purring and crawling onto us and cuddling, and maybe that's because we were protecting him from being eaten by Kaushik. You know, very effective bonding. He was just so affectionate and trusting with us instantly. He crawled into our shirts a few times, which was cute, but also an odd sensation.
Did you get that?
Another issue that we ran into was the sleeping arrangements, because obviously we sleep with Kaushik in our bed. We were going to keep the sleeping arrangements separate for the first 2 nights, but it felt wrong to just like lock the baby out of our room at night. Also potentially dangerous, like what if he figures out how to get stuck behind the fridge? Like, he's tiny, I don't know what crevices he can fit into. I'm kind of a helicopter parent, I know this. The solution ended up being was that Kristen slept in the living room with Casper, so that way both cats would be able to relax, be separate from one another, but Casper would also kind of understand that the norm is going to be sleeping with humans, being on a human sleep schedule. Sleeping with him is weird because he's almost like too small to cuddle. You can't even really hold him like a baby yet. There's no ass to cradle. Like, he's adorable, but cuddling him or sleeping with him in the bed is like, oh, there's this little mouse crawling around on me. It's not like Kaushik where you can hug him and squish him and like he's got the juice. I know he was the same size as Casper is now when we got him, but it's honestly quite hard for me to remember that, to imagine that now, because like, boy's got the juice. By the end of the first day, there was a lot of like play fighting happening. Play aggression is also normal, especially for male cats. It's just figuring out what's play and what's actual murderous intent at this early stage in introducing them can be difficult. Is this nice? Is this nice? Better fucking be nice. I read that if they do genuinely fight, it's important to break them up, or else they'll just get a bad impression of each other and it'll be even harder to get them to like each other. While we were making dinner, we closed our bedroom door and office door so that they wouldn't go out of sight and just let them run around the living room. And Casper was not scared at all at that point. Like, we saw him scared in the morning at the very beginning when we first brought him home, but he was not scared of Kaushik anymore. He was the one instigating the play fighting a lot of the time. He would run up and smack Kaushik first, and mostly it was just some chasing and some light smacking. However, a few times Kaushik tackled him and started biting him pretty hard, which I thought was crossing a line into violence, so I did break them up at that point. Another time he like grabbed him with his paws and started like bunny kicking on him like a toy, and I was like, no, not the baby! Anyway, the rule at that point was to always keep them within our sight, reward gentle behavior with treats, break them up if anything got out of hand. It was definitely helpful to create some separations and to give them breaks from each other. We're all sharing an apartment, but maybe Kristen is gonna pick up Casper and hold him while she works for a little while so that Kaushik can have some time to chill without this little rat running around. Or I'm just gonna put this blanket over Kaushik while he's napping so that he won't get distracted by seeing Casper and get up and he can sleep for longer. Because for the first 2 days it was very much play fight on site.
Hey, stop.
Hey!
Can you get to her?
Nice.
Shantae.
Be nice. You be nice.
They didn't really know how to chill together yet. They were still figuring out their boundaries. It was a very big achievement to get them to nap in the same room. Afternoon of the second day, I would say Casper was very much the main instigator of the play fighting, and Kaushik was showing very impressive older brotherly restraint. He was being very gentle even when Casper was like cracked out. He rarely hit him too hard anymore. He seemed to realize that this little thing was kind of stupid and annoying and constantly in play mode, but not a threat. He did try and groom Casper a few times, but Casper was just didn't really understand it, just kind of started smacking him and playing with him whenever he touched him, so it was a little bit sad. Fourth day that we had Casper, Kristen and I actually had to go to like this family gathering that I had, and we weren't comfortable leaving the cats alone together for like 10 plus hours yet, so thankfully we had a friend who was able to come over and stay with them at our place. But on that day that our friend was babysitting, we missed the first snuggles. Our friend sent us these photos and we were just like crying at the family gathering, like our boys are like, we're gonna snuggle. Another thing that we've kind of had to figure out has been the food situation. I know at some point in a video I talked about wanting to feed Kaushik raw food, and the wet raw food, so essentially like straight raw meat that I mentioned in that video, ended up not really working out. The food itself was quite messy and strange. Remembering to take it out of the freezer on time was like my ADHD nightmare. Plus he really didn't like the flavor. Like he would eat it super slowly and then it would sit out for hours, then it would form this weird dry crust and then it would be super unappetizing and then he wouldn't finish it at all. And I would feel bad that he wasn't getting out of food and I'd give him like 20 treats. Problematic. Thankfully, I have since found freeze-dried raw food, which is nearly as healthy as the straight raw meat, like wet raw food. It ticks most of the boxes I was looking for and he loves it and it's hassle-free. This is the brand that I buy and recommend. He prefers the fish flavor, but your cat might prefer the chicken flavor. I was warned that Casper was a really big eater, if you can't tell by his chunk. However, that was actually a really good thing because Kaushik, you see, is a big eater. And if that wasn't the case, I would constantly be worrying about the hungrier one eating all of the other one's food. Not a problem. They both scarf their food like dogs. I'm pretty sure the situation that Casper came from, it was him and an adult cat that wasn't quite as ravenous as him, so I'm sure a contributor to his lovely little pear shape is the fact that he was vacuuming up all of the adult cat's food. Having had Casper now for almost 2 weeks, I don't think I would do anything differently. I really love how their relationship has turned out. It's very much brothers, though.
Sir!
And Casper is just so sweet. I know he will probably have more opinions as he gets older, the same way Kaushik did, but he's in that little soup of a boy phase, and he has such cute habits. I'm obsessed when they snuggle up together or they perch on the cat tree together. Chunky guy and very little guy. In conclusion, yeah, that's the video. I have 2 bingopodes now. Casper is definitely still a bingus, I think, even though he is not a sphinx. He's got the scrunkles. However, we'll see if that changes, because I do think in just the 2 weeks of having had him, he has gotten furrier. Just a little bit. Again, I don't think he's gonna become like fluffy, but wouldn't that be a plot twist? We'll find out. For now, he's a little bingus to my large bingus. I love them. My cats are the best cats, and I wanted an excuse to show you all of my cute videos of them. If you want to continue to see them every day, forever, you can follow me on Instagram. I do post quite a lot of pictures and videos of them on my stories. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I will return to my regular internet history type content next week, but I appreciate you indulging my cat parent nonsense and clicking on this video.